Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing some more color matching on the 6.0. The camera will focus. There we go. So, y'all seen a few videos ago, that was like a week ago for me, we put the color matched tailgate handle in this thing. Well, I mentioned I really wanted to do the door handles, and sitting in the house, haven't been able to work on much automotive-wise this week, so I've decided at almost 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night, we're going to pull these handles out of here and get ready to start color matching them. So, I need to open the door, but we're going to pull this truck in the shop here and start pulling these handles out. And I might try to start sanding tonight. We'll have to see. And if you're hearing that god awful racket, that is the exhaust rubbing on the bed, because one of my clamps for the exhaust has stripped out. So yeah, that's a thing. But anyway, we'll get this door open. We're going to pull this thing in the shop here and get started removing these handles. Alright, so with our very limited room here, yeah, well, there's not much room in here anymore, but we got our reflector off. We've done this lots of times here on the YouTube channel, but you got a bolt there. Come up here, pick these up and off. Got another bolt there. You will have to remove this piece. It can be a little bit of a pain if you're not using a screwdriver, but it comes off, because you will have to pick the panel up. I like to do this with the windows down, and then when we go back together with it, I normally lock this, set the panel on, and then unlock it. So kind of makes it a little easier, but it's all the bolts. Got a bolt here, panel comes right off. You don't have to unplug the window switches. These will fit down through the hole here in the door. So I'm going to pull the handles, and I'm also going to pull the that thing and pull it out, because I do want to paint that as well. So I'm going to go ahead. I believe these are 8 mils if I remember correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and get these out, and then we'll move to the back doors, because I'm not exactly sure how those come out, because I've never had the rear panels. Apparently that is not an 8, but I've never had the rear panels off of this truck. So I guess this will be, okay, so that's a 7. So I reckon this will be a bit of a learning experience for all of us, and then I might try to get these sanded. It depends on how long it takes me to pull all the handles and everything out. So anyway, I'm gonna get at it here. Try to get these off, because I gotta be up in the morning to do Instagram reels and all that stuff. So I'm gonna get at it, and we'll go ahead and get all of our panels off, get our handles out, and get that little push button deal out, and well, we'll go ahead and throw the panel back on. That way I can still drive the truck. I mean, I can drive the truck without the panels, but it would be nice to have them. Just personal preference, because this might take a couple days, but it shouldn't be anything too serious. Alright, so quick note. Isn't that fast back there? Sounds so good. Anyway, you need to have the windows up for this. I forgot about that. Again, I've never pulled the handles out of this thing, but you do need to have those up. That way you can get to everything back here. So, from the research that I've done, you need to pull this bolt here slide the window track out of the way, you can get straight to that bolt, that nut. Pull this grommet here, and that gives you access to that one right there. And then for that little keypad, you should be able, I have to pull some more of this off. I'm dropping microfibers everywhere. And then up here is that. So I'm going to get this put there so I don't mess up my door. And we'll go ahead and start doing that, and I'll show y'all afterwards. And then, like I said, I'm going to throw these door panels back on. And I don't know if I mentioned this. I need to have this truck for this weekend, so it's kind of why we're in a little bit of a hurry for this. But it shouldn't be too bad. Again, loosen this, pull the window track out of the way. You can get right to that nut. You can get to this one through here, and then the keypad has a clip on it. Alright guys, so the front is done, but on the rears, I've already done those over there. But on the rears here, you have your reflector, which mine's been broke since like right when I got the truck. You got a bolt here. Pop this up. You have a clip here. Mine stayed in the panel. A bolt there. Unplug your switch. It's right there. And then same kind of deal with it. I like to lock it. Put that in there. Pick up straight up on it. From the bottom down here, because these are kind of soft and loose. Then you can set the panel right off, right there. So with this one, this back, and then that might be all we have to do, because I think you can get to it through here. Peel the grommet off, put that in there, and if we get our door panel out of the way, I will show y'all. Let me turn the light on here on the camera, and I'll kind of show y'all what we got. Alright, so we look through here. There you have it. One there, one there. And these are much easier to unplug than the fronts were. So I'll buzz these out real quick. On these, you don't have to loosen the window tracks, or at least I didn't. I've been using this little setup here. So 2 extensions, because I didn't have 1 extension long enough, and then your 11. So you can get those out with this. Just be very careful not to drop those down in the door. Then you'll have to take this completely off and go fishing down there, and it's not fun. So I'm gonna buzz this out real quick, and I will try to show y'all the tab. I don't know if I can with the camera, but I'll try to show y'all the tab for the handle here and whatnot. But this is the last one. I need to get it out, and then we'll probably pull the truck out of here. And I don't know, I might start sanding these tonight. I might not. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so with the nuts out of the handle, you can pull it out like so, and then down in there you see that little green clip right there. It's not going to focus on it probably, but you can take a long screwdriver like so, come through here, and you see that right there. I'll pry that back, just like so. Get that out of your way, and then on the rod, peel it out like so, and then you can take and remove your handle. So it was the same thing for this one, and then you had a lock rod there. So these are kind of a pain in the butt, but not too terrible bad. For the keypad, I'm going to try to take this cover off. I don't know how well that's going to work, but for it, all you have is this clip. It pushes forward, and that slides right out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this panel back on, and you can, let me make sure this is unlocked, you can still open your doors. What you do, come in here, lift that down, and open. So not too terrible, but I'm going to get this panel on, and we'll get this thing out of here. Alright, so we got all 4 handles out, and the keypad does come apart. I figured it would. So have these little deals here. It's very similar to headlights. So you can take a screwdriver, get those out of there. So all this stuff is ready, except for I need to get the lock cylinder out pretty easy. Same as tailgate handle. Pop that little thing and it slides. Or should slide right out of there. So I'm going to do that real quick, and this thing should be all disassembled. Alright, so now that I got this part, I started taking the handles apart because I can take these off too. I'm not worried about those. But these pulls do come off of these handles, or at least for this truck. So if we look back here, essentially when you pull your handle right here, it pushes this, and that's what actuates it. These are not attached to each other, and you have a pin. This is the pin. I've already taken this one apart, as you can see. So you can take something. What I did was that, and I kind of pried on it. Probably not the best thing to do. For these, it's much easier because you don't have the lock. But push that pin out. Kind of see the pin there. You can push that out. It's going to be pretty tough because they're not supposed to just fall out. So I'm going to get that pin out, and I'll show y'all how they come apart from there. And again, these, you can unbolt these if you want to. They also have little rubber stoppers in there. We will probably take those out for paint as well. Alright, so once your pin is out, from here, what I did on this one, took a hammer and chisel, hammered those out, pretty easy. But what you can do, pull this, and lift right up off, and then you have, again, them little 2 rubber stoppers. So that is that. Now, you can kind of paint up in here, and not so much worried about this as much as getting all of this painted. That is the point for doing this. So now we can continue on these 2 and go ahead and get them out. Alright guys, so just like that, all of our handles are apart. So I'm not going to mess with pulling these out. They'll probably break. No, I'm not worried about them. But we got everything apart here. So I'm going to put these back in the truck. That way they don't get lost. I put all the nuts back on the handles. That way they don't get lost. And over here, I'm just going to leave this thing in here tonight. It rained today. It's not supposed to rain anymore, but just as my luck, I pulled this thing out with no door handles. It'll probably rain. But I got these 2 clips, so I'm going to throw them back in the truck as well. And then I guess first thing in the morning, we will come out here, start sanding on these. Get them primed. Well, not primed. Sealer. Get sealer on them. And we should be good to go ahead and start painting. So again, I really need to have this done. Really, I would like to have them painted tomorrow, maybe around like 1 o'clock. That way I can come back out Friday at, noon or so and put them back in. And the reason I want to get them painted kind of early in the morning, or up to noon, is I would rather go do some stuff around 3:30-ish. So I like to try to have this done earlier in the day if possible. But there they are, guys. So with that being said, I will catch y'all in the morning, and we'll get these things ready for paint match. Alright, guys, so last night after I finished filming, I come back down here. I was trying to figure out a way for painting these handles, because if you see, if you just lay them down on the table, that's not good. So what we did, we found an oven rack, and that's perfect. So we're going to use this oven rack for that. I think this is out of the little powder coat oven, so we don't really use it all that much. I don't know, it might be for the bigger one. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's going to get painted. As far as this piece, we found these little zip ties here, so these will fit right through those holes there, and we can use this to zip tie it there. That'll be good. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start sanding these. I got some 400 grit. I probably won't use that one because it's got oil on it. But I'm going to go ahead and start sanding these with 400 grit. It is currently about 8 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to try to get these done. I'm going to try to get a coat on them of sealer at about 9, if possible, because I got to do Instagram reels and whatnot at about 9:30. So that'll be a perfect time to let them cure, is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I'm going to get going and see if I can get these all sanded up and ready for some sealer. Alright, guys, so it's a little later than I wanted to finish this, but that's fine, because you want to make sure these are sanded very, very good. So I've got everything sanded. See the handles, or the poles, the keypad, and the handles. I still got to do a little more in there, but I got in here all nice. So what I did, so I hit them with 120, and then 240, and then 400 to smooth them out. That made everything go much, much quicker. I knocked these out in 30 minutes. It took me about an hour for those, because those I just sanded them with 400. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to hit in here real quick. We'll wipe these things down, pull the truck out, go ahead and mix our sealer, and start getting these things going. Alright, so I got all that finished up. Now, I just kind of lightly went over those. I wiped them down with isopropyl alcohol there. I'm going to let them sit a moment, pull the truck out, and I'll get everything set up, and then I will wipe them down again, just with a different microfiber, just to make sure that they are as clean as possible. So anyway, hopefully that tailgate handle looking good. That thing came out real nice. I really probably should have ordered paintable, like already smooth handles for this, but it's fine. A little sanding, about an hour and a half worth of sanding never hurt nobody, right? But anyway, let's hop up in this thing, give her a cold start, and we will pull this thing out of here. Alright, so I just roll the windows down. A little better audio-wise, but I absolutely love this thing. Every time I don't drive this thing for a week or two, and then I get back in it, I remember how much I absolutely love this truck. But anyway, I'm going to take this, somewhere where it won't get overspray on it, because that would not be fun. I'll probably pull it back over here by the 300, the white truck. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna pull this thing over here. We'll get those wiped down again, get everything set up, and go ahead and start laying on our sealer. So, little time check for y'all is 9:45. So we're not doing too bad on time. I'm gonna run here and get some water too. But anyway, we're almost ready to start throwing some paint on these things. Alright, so got a clean, brand new microfiber right out of the package. My alcohol here. I got tape too. It's taped to the table. Plastic. That's what I was thinking of. Plastic on the tables. I got our little pieces of angle iron here to kind of space this up for these protrusions. That way they don't fall over or sit crooked or funny or whatever. So that's good. I still have to wipe everything down with alcohol once more. But I got our little piece zip tied down. That way it don't go flying off. So I guess I'm gonna let the dust settle a little more, get my paint gun and stuff set up, and probably start mixing. I'll get everything mixed, then I'll come over here, spray everything down, let it set a second. I need to swap air hoses to the black hose. It's got a filter on the end of it. So I'll probably swap everything around, get everything set up, and then before I start mixing our sealer, I'll go ahead, wipe everything down, and we should be good. I also put all of these where I can kind of spray in here. So we should be good with that. Again, everything's set where we need it to be. So, and I put this down to try to eliminate as much trash in the paint as possible. I did blow these tables off, but I went ahead and threw this on here just as a little extra precaution there. So, I guess without further ado, I'm going to get everything set up, ready to go, and we'll start throwing some paint on these things. Okay, so I started doing that, and I remembered this sealer, this Nathan sealer, I bought when we did the 300, and you see the solids in the bottom. So, luckily, I'm getting all of it kind of stirred out, and kind of remixed. So if you're using sealer, I'm going to check the paint, make sure this paint's not that way. This paint should be fine mixing with a stick because it doesn't have any metallic in it, but be sure to check those things, especially if you're using actual paint and not just rattle can stuff. So yeah, I think we're good. I think I'm getting all of it mixed back in. So something to check before you prep your parts and get everything all set up and all ready to go, and then you go to mix your sealer, and then oh crap, all the solids are at the bottom, and you gotta take it somewhere to get mixed, or at least in my situation, because we don't have a mixer. So I'm gonna get both of these mixed up, stirred up, all of that stuff. We'll get everything mixed. I need to get my air hose out from over there, and everything, and we can go ahead and put our, I think I'm gonna do 1 or 2 coats of sealer on these just to kind of smooth them out a little more. I got most of the texture out. You can see they're nice and smooth. So I got most of the texture out, but just to kind of seal the deal on them being nice and smooth, we'll go ahead and maybe do 2 coats just to make sure. Alright guys, so everything mixed up. Already shot this half of stuff for my reels, but if you don't follow me on Instagram, do so. I would appreciate it. But anyway, get these things all sprayed in. Now this is black sealer. So if you're wondering why I used black sealer, well, that's what I had left from the 300. So anyway, this is all working out really, really well. But I'm going to get my respirator on. I just want to show y'all that real quick. Alright, so these do look good. That one's got a little light spot in it. Kind of along the side there. But anyway, everything's looking good. And you can see they're starting to flash a little bit. So once these get flashed out, we will go ahead, throw a second coat. And I was going to mention how much I mixed. So I have these little cups here. And I believe I mixed a 2 on here. So there's probably about 3.5 ounces or so with the sealer. And if anybody needs to know, this is the sealer I'm using, and mid-temp activator. Now, I will say, it's probably a little cool for that mid-temp activator, so it will take a little longer to flash and everything. But I'm not too worried about that. But one thing I will say, just give it a little longer. And with the clear, it will actually help it a little bit, because it'll let the paint kind of smooth out a little bit more, is what I've been told. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to let these flash, and then we'll come back, throw a second coat. And again, they are starting to flash. So here in a moment, when they flash out a little bit more, I'll come back, run a second coat over them, just to make sure we didn't miss anything and have just a little bit more protection on them. So you are supposed to, or a lot of people say you're supposed to put adhesion promoter on them. I've never had any luck with adhesion promoter, but with throwing sealer on them, sealer doesn't get hard like primer does. So if something hits it, it's liable to come kind of spring back instead of chip like it would with primer. And sealer will seal anything underneath from the new top coat. So that's kind of why I use sealer on these. But like I said, as you can see, they're kind of starting to flash out. So should be ready for another coat here in just a moment. Alright, so everything is for the most part dry. Those had a little heavy down in yonder, so that's still drying. But as you can see, let's say 99% of the texture is gone, and everything looks great. So I'm gonna let these dry out some more. So I'm gonna shut the door down, go in the house for a little bit, and we'll come back out here in a moment and throw some paint on these things. Alright guys, so it's been about an hour. Everything's all dried up. You can see a little pool there. I took my fingernail, scraped it off. It's all nice and dry. A little rough right there, but I think we'll be fine. So we're gonna go ahead. I got the red loaded up in the paint gun, but I mean, we're looking real good. So like I said, I got my color match paint loaded up in here. So we are ready to go on with our red. The first one's going to be a light coat. Reason being is you don't want the solvents to attack each other. So do a light coat on the first one, and we'll come back, do our full coats after that. Alright guys, so sorry if it's hard to hear me. I have my respirator on, but figured I'd get y'all a little more footage of spraying these. So I've already done those lightly. Went over these all around the edges, so there we go. Looking good, looking good. So I'm very happy with that. So good. I done got under here and everything. Missed that a little bit, but anyway, this is the first coat. I'll probably do 2 or 3. We'll see how it looks after 2, but right now we're looking pretty good. So I'm gonna get these finished up here in a moment, and well, we'll take a look at them once they're all covered in red and right before clear. Alright guys, so I went ahead and did 2 more coats clear, so 3 total. And these things look fantastic. Nice and smooth. Love it. Look great. They're still flashing out a little bit. You can kind of see it here where it's dull here and shiny here. It's still flashing in the middle. Same thing here. Super shiny there. Looks kind of a little more dull at the bottom. So they've been drying for about 15 minutes now. So I'm gonna give them about 15 more minutes. We'll come back out here, take a look at them, and they should be flashed by then. So anyway, we're almost there. Probably gonna throw 2 coats of clear on them, and we should be good to go. All right, guys. So went ahead and mixed a 2 on our clear coat here. So this is mixed. It's ready to go. This might not be enough, but you don't want to waste the clear coat, because the clear coat is, well, the expensive part here. So we don't want to waste it, but I'm gonna go ahead, get it loaded in the gun, and go ahead and start throwing our clear on. All right, so I mixed another 2 on here. You can see that was probably a little much, but it's fine. So we just put the second coat, and these things look like glass, I will say. So very, very happy. A little bit of trash in them. Not super concerned with that, because I mean, we're not in 100% perfectly sealed room or nothing like that. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, clean the gun, and I'll have me a nice little puck of clear once this all cures and whatnot. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the gun. I've already looked them over. They look fan-freaking-tastic. Even down in the little hard to get places, down in there, they look amazing. Super happy. I done went all around the edges, on those. So we are good. So go ahead, clean the gun. And like I said, when this cures, I'll have me a little puck of clear. I got a couple of those. I take them. Here's the one from 300. I take them, and after they cure, like cure, I will write on them what they come from. So nice little souvenir. At some point, I would really like to get some speed shapes and paint with the paint that I've used from doing different projects and stuff, like the Hyundai, the red Jeep. I still have paint from the Hyundai. I don't know about the red Jeep, but the Chrysler, I still have like a quart, maybe a half a gallon, somewhere in there from the 300. I still got about half of a quart from doing this and the headlights in the red truck. So I would like to do that at some point, you know, hang them up in the office or something to have a little souvenir, a little reminder of the projects through the years. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this gun cleaned up before the cure's in there. And once these dry out some, I'll let y'all take a look at them. Alright guys, so they're not completely dried yet, but I'm about to close the door down because it's getting windy, and I'm just going to go in the house. So I'll probably put these on tomorrow, but super happy with that. How these turned out. Love it. Now, on the handle portions, little run on these two. I don't know if it'll even pick it up. Yeah, there we go. So, little run there, little run right there. But after these are done, that won't be hard to fix. All we'll have to do is wet sand these with some 2500, 2000, something like that. The same thing with the little bits of trash in it, but that reflection, and mind you, these were textured plastic handles, so super happy. No run on this one, it looks like. That one looks good. Little bitty one right there on this one as well, but hey, that, like I said, that'll be super easy to fix. All we have to do, wet sand it out with some 2000 after they cure, and you can polish those out, or if you want to, you can wet sand the whole thing, come back and re-clear it, what they call float coat. So everything looks great. Got up in there pretty good. So all in all, I'm very happy with these. And again, to think these were textured plastic a few hours ago is pretty nice, I will say. So y'all let me know down below, what do y'all think? Am I an idiot? Did I completely screw these up? Let me know. But guys, I reckon that is going to be, let me get a thumbnail here. I reckon guys, that's going to be a wrap for this video. These have got to cure. I'm going to let them cure at least till tomorrow. And let's see, let me check the time real quick. Okay, so it is 12:52 right now. So my time frame of yesterday that I really wanted to have these done from, 12 to 2, somewhere in there, worked out. So I'm pretty happy about that, because generally stuff doesn't work that way. But again, these look fan-freaking-tastic. They are still wet. As you can see on my finger, the table, you can leave a print in the table, but nothing comes off on your fingers. So we're pretty good. So with that being said, I'm going to let these cure out, guys, and in the next video, we're going to throw these on the truck, see what they look like, and yeah, I guess that's it. So guys, with that being said, sorry I look like a mess from the respirator. I've been trying to make myself wear that thing more and more, so that's good. But anyway, again, these look fantastic. But anyway, guys, if y'all enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.